Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. Watch the whole video because there's going to be a bombshell at the end of the video that's it's going to probably be the best life hack that you've ever heard. Thumbs up the video, make me a big YouTuber, go, 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 let's go. So, this is called, I don't know what this is called. It's not one thing, it's many. That's not a very good title. What's a good title for this? If you come up with a good title, give me a good title in the comment section. So let's get into it. Some of you may know if you actually read my community page on my actual channel, youtube.com/Shakaama. Yes, my channel is so old that I'm directly tied to actually youtube.com. So youtube.com/Shakaama, if you go to my community page, you get to read all about all of my thoughts, art, computer graphics, and my health issues. Last night I was trying to avoid having a stroke. I have high blood pressure, so last night was very touch and go. I had blood pressure of 164 over 108 and 165 over 108. I took my medication. It dropped to 125 over 101. That diastolic has been nagging me all night, but it shot back up to 155 over 101. So the medication, I guess doesn't work. Which reminds me, I need to take the 12-hour medication again. So anyway, I do a lot of research on my own for health issues. So I've been researching a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if you watch my channel a lot, you know that I do a lot of research. I'm a third-year law school student. I was toying with whether I should be a lawyer or a doctor. I looked at being a doctor, and it would take you 20 years to become a doctor versus 7 for a lawyer. I didn't finish my law degree, so it doesn't matter, does it? So I did very well in college in all of the biology and medical stuff in college. So, and they kept asking me to actually join the STEM field, but I refused. I was going to be a lawyer, so thought I should learn how to write and read. Anyway, so I've been researching stuff. Now, I've come across many research papers, studies, medical studies. I read all of the super boring stuff that probably doctors read, or pharmacists read, or pharmaceutical reps read, all the studies, right? And they've come to a resounding conclusion on a whole bunch of stuff not even related to each other. Number 1, for bone health, heart health, weight loss, brain health, antioxidants are great. But they concluded eat 12 different kinds, or take vitamin pills with 12 different kinds of stuff, and over just one. All 12 will have a little different effect, and they'll all work together to boost each other and have amazing results. Let me explain that a little bit. So, let's say you take antioxidants, and let's use fruits and vegetables as an example. So instead of just eating blueberries, and you think that that's great, you got the blueberry antioxidant. No, you want your blueberry, you want your banana, you want your lemon, you want your oranges, you want your broccoli, you want your cauliflower. You want all different sources of antioxidants. And what will happen is, let's say you only ate blueberries as your antioxidant source. If you paired the blueberries with, say, lemon, then the antioxidant for lemon and the antioxidant from the blueberries work together to make the both antioxidants better. This is what the research has found. And bone health, heart health, blood pressure, brain health, all benefit from antioxidants. That was the whole paper all by itself, right? Number 2, fats. You've been told excessively to avoid fat. Fat free, low fat, low fat. I came across a doctor who said those people telling people to avoid fats should be thrown in jail. Point blank. For fats, again, eat a variety of fats, including animal fats from different animals and different vegetables. None of this vegetable oil. A lot of the vegetable oils that they say is, oh, this is healthy. What they're not telling you is this is healthy if it were non-GMO, it were non-processed, and if it was in its raw form. Most oil in the United States is rancid. Let me repeat that. Most oil in the United States is rancid, meaning it's toxic to our well-being. Do you know that humans have something like 5 different redundant systems to protect your health? So when you eat something toxic, you have 5 chances to reduce the effects of that toxin on the body. So when people say, well, you ate that vegetable oil and you were fine. No, you ate the toxic oil and 5 different systems had to go and clean up all of the damage that the oil did to your body. And then you were fine. But over time, those systems wear out just because you're human, right? You're not a machine. But let's take a look at what the researchers have said. Eat a variety of different oils, including animal fats. Fats from different sources, including animal fats, for optimal health. Fat actually reduces sugar intake. It prevents insulin resistance, and you can eventually burn it for energy instead of sugar if you reduce your sugar intake to like 1/10 of the current American diet. The good old American diet, McDonald's and stuff. I just heard some very disturbing news about McDonald's, but I'm not going to repeat that here. Number 3, cholesterol. Again, the people telling you cholesterol is bad, I heard, should be thrown under the jail. Under the jail. Did you know your brain is actually made up of 70% cholesterol? So, bingo, the rise of mental illness, brain ill health is directly caused by all of this anti-cholesterol hysteria brought on by an industry to convince you to take anti-cholesterol drugs for trillions of dollars each and every year. So imagine my surprise when they suggested we eat eggs, raw if possible from a good source, and other cholesterol happy sources. Cholesterol does a few things, but one of the things that it does is it's the fire truck. It brings the firemen and the hoses to combat stuff that is wrong in your system. The fire truck is not bad. The fire truck didn't cause the fire. The fire truck is not fire. The fire truck simply carries the firemen and the hoses. That's what cholesterol does for you in your system. It brings the stuff to the destination to take care of something that is wrong with you. Okay? Just so you know that I knew that off the top of my head. Number 4, whole vitamins. A lot of pharmacists and doctors say taking vitamin pills is a waste of money. Well, that's almost true. If you buy the pills they're probably standing right next to for 10 cents per pill. But when you get to the nosebleed section, $5 per pill, it's a totally different story. Like any other industry, out to make a buck, they cut corners and package garbage and sell it to you, just like the food industry. But when you take whole vitamins, your life changes. It's just that dramatic. The reality is that our soils are depleted, and getting all the vitamins from plants and animals is almost, in the United States, impossible. you would have to buy all of your food from farmers directly who do crop rotation and all of this other very expensive animal husbandry and farming, right? Very expensive. Also, they would have to then replenish the soil with cover crops that replenish the soil, meaning that they would have to take acres and acres and acres each season and retire them for the season. Yeah? Are you following? And then after that season of being replenished, then come back and plant and harvest on that soil. So that would mean that they would have to, quote unquote, waste an entire season of not planting and harvesting from that particular area. Very expensive in the eyes of the farmer, correct? But you can you can use the expensive pills, the expensive vitamins that do nothing but literally take whole foods, turn them into vitamins, and give them to you, right? And sell them to you for $5 each pill. Number 5, and here's one of the better things here: leaky gut. Please look this up. You can't lose weight even after eating right and exercising. Seems impossible. Most people say you just have to eat right and exercise, right? That's what they say, right? Leaky gut is probably the problem. What nutritionists thought was healthy food turns out isn't. Now I want you to go look up foods to avoid for leaky gut. It's a shame when you eat right and still get fat. When they controlled the leaky gut, people's weight shot down almost in a day. People saw results in a day. That's pretty fast, huh? Now, that means that you're going to have to stop eating all of the foods that cause the leaky gut, right? And just to explain to you, it's named appropriately. Leaky gut means that there are certain foods, even health foods, quote unquote, that cause little holes in your digestive system, and then all of the bad stuff that wants to attack your system jumps through that hole and starts wreaking havoc. So, you eat right and exercise and still get fat because you have leaky gut syndrome. Now, I want you to look that up. I'm not getting paid for this. So if you want to donate, you can donate to paypal.me/Shakaama. This point alone should save you thousands of dollars in all of this weight loss stuff and probably save your life. I'm not being melodramatic at all. Here's a bonus. Number 6, grapefruit and apple cider vinegar. Yes. So I have no idea what grapefruit exactly does. I haven't done the research, or I haven't seen research done on grapefruit, but I have seen it discussed. It makes everything you take more effective. This includes your medication, by the way. So maybe you need to ask your doctor before you start eating grapefruit. Say, hey, doc, do you know anything about grapefruit? I heard that it will make my medication more effective. Should I start eating grapefruit or should I avoid eating grapefruit? Make sure that the doctor actually knows about grapefruit before you start talking to him. Not every doctor knows. You might need to get a second opinion just on this point alone. Doctors do not know everything. I'm sorry to inform you of this. No. So, if you take, for example, if you take cheap vitamins, guess what? Eating a grapefruit with them, just half of one, you don't need a whole grapefruit, just half of a grapefruit, will make you absorb 50% more of that cheap vitamin. This applies to the good vitamins too. So the good vitamins have an absorption rate of something like 70%, while the cheap vitamins have an absorption rate of something like 10%. So you can get the cheap vitamins up to something like 30% or even maybe 50% by eating just half of a grapefruit. But you would have to eat the two together, right? So you eat the grapefruit and take all of your cheap vitamins at the same time. Now, apple cider vinegar, I know. And I know why it does the same exact sort of thing. It has acetic acid, which gets the stomach juices flowing. If you are 35 years and older, your stomach acid is reduced. It, of course, gets more reduced as you age, right? Taking a capful or teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with your meal will not only help you digest slash process everything better, but also helps you get rid of indigestion long term. Yes, that means that in a short period of time, you won't suffer from acid reflux, which is actually named wrong. It's low acid that you're suffering from, and you won't suffer from that anymore. It will also help you absorb more vitamins. Now, how cool is that? You only need one shot glass a day if you're trying that apple cider vinegar in the morning with water, not three shot glasses in a day. They found that three shot glasses was no more effective than one shot glass. You lose just as much weight off of one shot glass a day with water. So that means all of you already taking three shot glasses a day are now going to be have triple the amount of apple cider vinegar that you would have had instead of taking three shots and reduce it down to one shot a day, or however you the math works out. It's triple effective. I mean that you're reducing from three shots to one shot, so it's gonna your apple cider vinegar is gonna last longer. And that's my report. And just as a double bonus, vegans and carnivores. Yes, there are people called carnivores. There's people who eat meat, and a lot of times raw meat as a diet. You may not have heard this, but yes, there are extremes on each side of the coin. People who eat raw meat versus people who only eat plants. Now, the effectiveness of both of these has the same result in one particular area. That is carbohydrates. If you are a vegan who is a strict vegan and is not eating a whole bunch of cookies and cakes, which a lot of vegans do, hello, how you doing? How you doing? You're not fooling anybody. But if you're one of those healthy vegans, quote unquote, who eat vegetables all the time, all day long, and you're not a big fruitarian or anything like that, you have the same effect as the carnivore people, also who can't really eat carbohydrates with their diet, right? And the lowering of the carbohydrate does two things. It starts burning your fat because you now get ketones into your system, which use fat as an energy source instead of sugar, right? Now the vegans are still going to look. You can have that with that the skinny fat belly, right? Using it as a skinny guy, but he has a pudgy belly, so you're still going to have that uh, in the vegans. So they're going to look weird, but it's the same effect. So you have reduced weight very sharply, very quickly. I'm not trying to promote that you eat carbohydrates, but the happy medium is being the ketogenic diet for a short period of time, something like 1 month or maybe 3 months, and then going back to the regular American diet, maybe not the American diet, maybe the Mediterranean diet, and then every 6 months try the ketogenic diet because they have said the ketogenic diet actually stresses out the system just as much as vegan and carnivore. Thank you all for watching. Hope this helps you. And if you make it this far and you press the like button, I will send to you one Tesla electric limousine.